We don't get what we deserve. We get what we work for. Now, like most of us, we always think that being good enough is good enough. We always think that, like, I'm a good person, we deserve this, we deserve that. And yes, we do. But until we work for them, we won't truly get what we deserve. Because if you don't work for things, well, you deserve nothing in the first place. I know it sounds like a harsh reality, but the reality of life is harsh itself. So I don't want you to go throughout your life and wondering when you're 30, 40, 50, going through your midlife crisis, thinking that, like, wow, my life hasn't been good. Like, what's happened? I was a good person. Like, I deserved good things to happen to me. How comes nothing good happened to me? Well, that's because everything that comes to you, you have to work for. Good things don't happen to good people. Good things happen to those who work for it. You can't just sit around waiting for good things to happen when you ain't doing nothing good. Like, if you ain't up to no good, chances are life's gonna give you exactly what you're doing, which is nothing good. I mean, just look around you. Like, have you ever looked at people that you used to know, and then, good people you used to hang around with, and look at the way their life turned out, and it's like, wow, like, what happened to them? And you're just shocked. Because at the end of the day, success, like happiness, just like success, they don't come randomly. You have to work for it meticulously, carefully, and diligently. Like, life isn't random. Life's not just going to be all of a sudden good when you've done nothing good in your whole life. Like, life isn't just going to give you success just because you think you deserve it, just because you're a good person. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. But it doesn't. And I don't want you to live your life in misery, life in regret, just because others have told you in the past that you deserve this or you deserve that. Like, no, you have to work for what you think you deserve, and you will get there in time. But without work, you'll never get there. So you have to work for it. Like, every single day of your life, you have to curate and build this life like a painting, like a sculpture, to have a good life. I have this law on how to create a good life within myself, of a law of gratitude versus complaints. You can try yourself. 1 week, try to complain about everything. Get it out of your system. Complain about every single thing that you want to, all the negative things, and see where your life gets. Because in that week, however you feel, and if you keep on that path and you keep on doing these things and being negative and always complaining, then that's how you will that's how your life will turn out in 50 years, or however long you may live. And if you are positive, try to live positively. And then just within 1 week, just try it. Just try to be positive, be thankful, have gratitude. And then you can even compliment others. It's a life of compliment versus complaints. What type of life do you want to? Because I know from experience, whenever I'm grateful about things, I just feel great about my life. Because if I don't have much and I'm grateful, I feel full. But if I have a lot and I'm ungrateful and always complaining, I feel like I have nothing. I feel empty. Apply that law of gratitude, and that's how you can build a good life. But you have to constantly work for that. Like, you can't just go out throughout your day and just think negative thoughts and all of a sudden think your life's going to turn out positive. Like, that's not how life works. Just like in sports, you perform the way you practice. And in life, the way your life turns out is the way you act every single day. Like, ain't nothing random about life. If you work good, if you have positive thoughts all the time, and you turn negative thoughts into positive thoughts, then your life's gonna always turn out good, no matter how bad things get. And really, that's the problem I see with a lot of people. They just waste their life and go out to party, like, live carelessly, and think that for some reason they're gonna have a good life or a successful life. Like, no. Success is a path you have to take, and happiness, just like success, is the same way. You have to carefully live your life in a positive manner so that you can have happiness and peace within yourself. Like, you're not gonna all of a sudden have great and good life when all you've done is go out there, party, drink, do all the drugs, spend your money, It's just like this. It's like finances. You're not going to be able to be rich and save a lot of money if every single day you waste it and spend it on all the different sales, clothes, food, whatever it may be. Like, you have to think of life like your bank balance. You have positive and negative. When you have loans, when you have overdrafts, you're in negatives. But then when you have a lot of money, then you're in the positive. Similarly, with your life, you have that as well. You have the positives and the negatives. So if you surround yourself with people that are good, make you happy, then you have positive. But if you surround yourself with people that are bad for you and negative and always complaining and criticizing and always talking bad about other people, then your life becomes negative. And that's exactly how your life will turn out. And the value of life itself will be determined by how much you have in the savings, so to speak. So if that life is more positive, then your life will feel more fulfilled. But if it's more in the negative aspect, then your life's going to feel empty and shallow, and you'll always feel like you're missing something. Like I've always said, life will turn out the way you turn up. And what I mean by that is that the way your life turns out to be will be determined by the places you turn up in and the people you show up with. So your surroundings and your environment that you put yourself in. If you always spend your time in places where you shouldn't be, your life's going to turn out to a place where you never wanted to be in. It's like a relationship. And if you keep on spending time and falling in love and getting into relationships with toxic people, then your life is going to end in divorces. Red flags are there for a reason. And if you keep ignoring the red flags of life, you're going to end up falling short of the life you have dreamt of. And life is too short to live in misery. You deserve to have your dream life. You deserve to have happiness. But what I'm trying to tell you is that happiness isn't random. You have to carefully curate your life, surround yourself with good people. And leading on to the next point, one of the most important points is to be righteous. And to be righteous simply means to make the right choices. If you make the right choices in life, it will never steer you wrong. It will never fall. You will never end up in a place where you never wanted it to be, because good choices is a virtue in life, and determining good choices is what leads us ultimately to the place we want it to be. Like an analogy of a relationship, you can't just keep on getting into relationships with bad people and toxic people and expect good results. They're toxic for a reason. They're not good for you. Making the right choices will ensure you never fail, you never fall, because the right choices is like a stepping stone to where you need to be. It's the platform that will build you and support you throughout your journey in life. And we may all feel like life is passing us by and good things will never come to our life. One of the most important lessons I've learned in life is that you have to be patient. Patience is a virtue, just as righteousness is. And a lot of the times is that we become impatient because we want things right now and because we need them right now. So don't be desperate for things. Work diligently and your time will come. And I've let go with a lot of good things in my life just because I looked at it and I was like, yo, that's too long. I can't wait. I need it right now. And I've lost a lot of good things in my life just because I couldn't wait my turn. And from that, I've always come to the realization that if you don't wait your turn, you may never get a turn again. Because the reality of life is that certain things just comes once in a lifetime. The best things in life comes once in a lifetime. And if you don't wait for that, you'll never get it at all. It's up to you. What do you want to do? And wait for a few years, maybe a year, 2, 5, 10 years, a few decades, however long it may take, and finally get to achieve your dream and whatever it is your goal is, and to succeed, or just quit now and never get it ever. Never get to experience that success and never get to have whatever it is you so desire. But what I can tell you is that no matter how long you wait, once you have that moment of achieving that thing that you worked so hard for, that joy will triumph for all the years that you have suffered and waited for. Just like that. It will just wash away. That moment of joy from working so long and like waiting for so long triumphs all of that. So if it's good enough, it's worth the wait. And I would say the most important and pivotal point to getting the things we deserve is being honest with ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. You can't afford to lie to yourself. You can lie to others, that makes you smart. But if you lie to yourself, it will make you miserable. Because it's like this. If you say this person loves you, you're lying to yourself, you're being dishonest with yourself, and you see the red flags, like they cheated on you. But it's like, and you keep on giving reasons like, oh no, it's okay. They didn't really cheat on me. It was just that, we were separated for a few years and, they just needed that affection. But that don't mean anything. Or like they treat you bad. It's like, oh no, it's just a bad day. Like you keep on missing the red flags. When they break up with you, or worst case, they abuse you physically, then that's your own misery. That's your own suffering. That's what I mean by you have to be honest with yourself in order to have a happy life. You can't keep lying to yourself and expect your life to be happy or to be good. Because if you lie to yourself, it'll only lead to bad results and a miserable existence. That's applicable to anything in your dreams and everything. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I loved basketball. Like basketball was a thing. Like I love basketball. This is my dream. I wanted to be, the greatest of all time. I remember even writing in primary school, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, I wanted to be the greatest basketball player to ever have played the game. But as you grow up, I didn't grow up. And you just got to be honest with yourself and like, yo, no matter how much we love these things, we got to let things go and find our true path. Because we didn't come to this life on our own. That means someone created us. And our creator knows more of our destiny than of us. So you have to find your purpose and your design. I was never that tall, but I always had that spirit within me. So boxing was a better path for me at that time. So I became a boxer. If you're honest with yourself, you see yourself for what you are and what you aren't. And therefore you don't put yourself in places you don't fit in. And that way you find your home, you find your tribe. You find people that genuinely care about you, genuinely appreciate your presence, and just appreciate you for who you are. You don't gotta force yourself to people. You don't gotta fight for their affection. They'll give it to you freely. And just to end things, it goes on to like this verse that I was told when I was a kid in Matthew chapter 13 verse 12. It says, whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And that always scared me. Like I was petrified of this verse. I was like, that don't sound just. And then I understood, like life isn't just. Life ain't fair. It's a fair, meaning it comes at a cost. And that we don't get what we deserve. We get what we work for. And the sacrifices we make determines specifically the rewards we get. You don't get the things you think you deserve just because you're good enough or you think you deserve things. Like, no, you have to build a good life in order to have a good life. And if you have a bad life, a bad attitude, you're going to have a bad life. Like, it isn't random. I mean, it's quite simple. We just try to bend our rules to fit our own desires and our own understanding of life. But we didn't create life. So life's going to be lifing. Life be lifing, man. Even with or without our permission. What this verse actually means is that if you have a good life, a good attitude, good work rate, and good principles and ethics in life and make the right choices, whatever you have now will continue to grow and build to an even greater and better life. But if you have a bad attitude, always complaining, you never work, you're lazy, and you just have a bad perspective of life, whatever you have, even if you win a lottery of 2 million, $1 trillion, whatever it may be you've been given, it will all be sucked in by that and it will all be taken. And it finally made sense to me. I'm like, wow, that is true. Because in my career, I didn't have success in art until I started to work for it. I always thought, I was like, yo, come on, man, these paintings are great. I worked my ass off, like, to work, and I worked for hours and hours, and like I studied so much and tried to get better, but why aren't you giving me what I deserve? Why aren't I achieving success? Then I only found success until I started to go out there to network with people, to connect with people physically, face to face. Because as much as we want it to, the world isn't going to come running to you. You have to go out there and run towards the world. Scream as much as you can until they hear you out. You can't just whisper your way through life and expect the world to hear you. No, you have to scream it out. And that's what it means. We have to work carefully, diligently, ceaselessly, without stopping, in order to arrive at our dream destination. And that is happiness, fulfillment, peace, and to achieve our greatest desires in life, and to have a great life, to have a great family, successful finances, successful career. That's what we all dream of, and that is achievable by every single one of you watching this. But we have to be willing to work for it and let go of the notion that we get what we deserve. You know what, good people deserve good things, and I don't gotta do anything, good things will come to me. Life doesn't work like that. You have to work in order to be deserving of things. I hope you like this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it helps you. I mean, like, every single thing that I talk about is from my life lessons that I wish someone told me years ago. Can't go back in the past, but I can show you how not to waste your future. These are the things that how we can make our life better, make the right choices. But if you've already made the wrong choices and your life goes south, how can you pick yourself back up? Well, watch this video, how I got over the worst year of my life, hitting rock bottom at 25.